Are you looking for all the latest pro football news and content? Of course you are. Who doesn't love football? The question is, how do you get all the latest pro football news and content? There's so many different pro football podcasts on the internet. Which one do you choose? Which one is the right fit for you? Well, you go with the Across the Middle Show, one of the fastest growing football podcasts out right now. Over the past year, we've climbed the Spotify rankings and become a show you have to listen to if you're a football fan. Find out if the Ravens will go all the way with Odell Beckham Jr. Find out if the Eagles did enough to make it back to the Super Bowl. You'll get all our best stories for just $1 per month. All you have to do is sign up by clicking the link in the episode description box. I'm John Kuzma. This is the Across the Middle Show. We have another great episode for you today. We're going to start with the Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick story. There's tension between Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick, and this has kind of been going on for a while. Robert Kraft kind of criticized Bill Belichick about, his poor drafting that he's done over the years, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Robert Kraft thinks Bill Belichick should have done a little bit better job drafting, did a better job of finding talent in the draft. And, Robert Kraft has made it public that he thinks Bill Belichick should have done a little bit better. On the opposite side of this, when the Giants job was open, Bill Belichick looked into the Giants head coaching job because he was thinking about leaving the Patriots for the Giants job. Now, that didn't end up happening. Of course, Bill Belichick ended up sticking with the Patriots. That's where we're at now. And then there's the other factor in all this. Robert Kraft is a Tom Brady guy. He's team Tom Brady. And he thinks Tom Brady is the one that is responsible for the Patriots' success. And, Tom Brady leaves the Patriots, goes to the Buccaneers, wins the Super Bowl. Well, now it seems even more like that Tom Brady has been the reason that the Patriots won all those Super Bowls. So that's not helping Bill Belichick's case at all. And, like I said, Robert Kraft is team Tom Brady. Those two were recently hanging out at a party together just today, I believe. So that's where we're at with the Patriots situation. Robert Kraft is really growing impatient with Bill Belichick to the point where it's like, is Bill Belichick on the hot seat a little bit? The tension between the two sides is starting to get worse. Bill Belichick needs to have some success this year. He needs to win. He needs to get to the playoffs. He needs to win a playoff game and at least go on a playoff run to the point where he can start winning over Robert Kraft, because at this point it's like you almost wonder, would Robert Kraft get rid of Bill Belichick and then try to bring Tom Brady back? I mean, it's not completely out of the question. That sounds like it would be like a fairy tale or something. I'm telling you guys it's not, because Tom Brady's itching to play again. That Mr. Beast video he did where he threw a football and hit the drone, that makes it perfectly clear that Tom Brady is thinking about coming back and playing again, or at least weighing his options. He wants to play. He doesn't know if he should go through with it or not, but it's crossed his mind plenty of times. And then you look at, Robert Kraft and Tom Brady hanging out. I mean, it's not hard to connect the dots on this one. If there was a different head coach, would Tom Brady come back? Now, Tom Brady recently spoke out about Bill Belichick and all the nice things that he did for him, but that's just Tom Brady being a good guy for the camera. There's no way Tom Brady would go and work with Bill Belichick again. He might say all the nice things in the world about Bill Belichick. He might thank him for everything he did. There's zero chance Tom Brady would play for Bill Belichick again, just because the relationship has soured. There was a point where Bill Belichick was really making it rough for Tom Brady when he was still with the Patriots. Giselle spoke out publicly about how, Bill Belichick was making it hard for Tom Brady to go to work and, basically harassing him and making it, difficult to do his job. That's why I don't see any chance of Tom Brady ever going back to the Patriots and playing for Bill Belichick. Now, if Bill Belichick was out of the picture, would Tom Brady think about going back to the Patriots? Who knows? If he plays again, it would be an option for Tom Brady. There's no doubt about that. With Belichick there, no chance. Beyond that, though, Robert Kraft is growing impatient with Bill Belichick. It's a storyline we have to keep an eye on. I said in one of these past episodes, can Bill Belichick prove that he's still elite? Because ever since Tom Brady left, Tom Brady goes and wins a Super Bowl, Bill Belichick came crashing back down to earth. It hasn't been great for Bill Belichick. He hasn't had nearly as much success without Tom Brady, and with Tom Brady winning that Super Bowl, it diminished It diminished Bill Belichick's accomplishments a little bit because, Tom Brady got a ring without him. Now, don't get me wrong, he brought Antonio Brown and Robert Gronkowski, so the team was absolutely stacked. Plus, they had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin before he got there. So it was the supporting cast too, but the fact remains that Tom Brady got the job done. The Patriots haven't been close. They've been going backwards. They've been regressing. Then when, Bill Belichick lost Josh McDaniels too, what happened there? That was another huge hit for Bill Belichick, to the point where it's like, is Bill Belichick really the greatest coach of all time? Well, he's won all those Super Bowls. 6 Super Bowls? I mean, the guy won 6 Super Bowls. Of course, he's the greatest coach of all time. But, when Tom Brady left, it started to feel like maybe, Tom Brady was the guy that was a little bit more responsible for all the success that the Patriots had. Robert Kraft noticed it. And Robert Kraft is the guy that signs all the checks. He's the guy upstairs. That is huge for Tom Brady, because Robert Kraft believes in Tom Brady. They're hanging out at parties still. Obviously, Robert Kraft is more fond of Tom Brady than he is Bill Belichick. Robert Kraft is cooling off on Bill Belichick. I'm just telling you guys the reality of the situation. There's tension between Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick. It's something we have to keep an eye on. The other story we have here is the Jaylen Waddle story. So Jaylen Waddle is in great shape. He's been training and really getting after it this offseason. And remember, this guy is naturally blessed. He's a speed demon, one of the fastest players in the league, no doubt about that. I've said in the past, according to Next Gen stats, he's actually faster than Tyreek Hill with the ball in his hands. Tyreek Hill is faster off the line of scrimmage, but according to Next Gen stats, after the catch, Jaylen Waddle is actually faster. Well, Tyreek Hill is the veteran in the wide receiver room of the Dolphins, and Jaylen Waddle is the young guy he's proved himself, but, he's still ascending. He's still getting better. He's still on his way up, where, Tyreek Hill he's already at the top of his game. Tyreek Hill is actually talking about, retiring after his contract's up. So two guys that are at different points of their career, both have the same similarity when it comes to their speed. They're both, top-notch speed guys that, can run like the wind and can just basically outrun anybody. But Jaylen Waddle's the young guy in the room. Tyreek Hill's the veteran. Well, Jaylen Waddle is still getting better. He's still getting more explosive. He's still perfecting his craft. And, that's an exciting thing for the Dolphins, because Jaylen Waddle can, make a big jump still. There's still a lot of room for improvement when it comes to him. And yeah, he was great at Alabama all those years, an explosive receiver, making all those big plays, playing for Nick Saban down there at Alabama. But, he hit the ground running in the National Football League too. And he was always a guy that you could tell. I mean, the guy has just an incredible amount of speed, just so athletically gifted, can go up and get the football. He does some good things. Almost reminds me of Ted Ginn. Remember Ted Ginn Jr.? That's who Jaylen Waddle reminds me a little bit of. Ted Ginn, well, he's still got his best years left in front of him. He's still got a lot of years left in front of him, a lot of years left in the tank. I get the feeling that Jaylen Waddle is going to be a great player for a long time. And like I said, he's committed to doing everything he can to add a few more layers of polish to all those God-given abilities he has, because the guy, like I said, is blessed when it comes to being athletic and the speed and just all the talent that he does possess. Well, like I said, that's a good thing for the Dolphins. He's got a bright future ahead of him. I don't expect Jaylen Waddle to, take a step back anytime soon. You know, he might have 15 years left in the tank where he's just going to be just unstoppable. I can see him making a big jump. I can see him getting better because he does have all these skills, and he does also want to do everything he can to get better, and he thrives to get better. You know, he wants excellence when it comes to his career, and you just can't say enough good things about a guy like that who's just dedicated to his craft and really wants to be a special player in the National Football League. Give Jaylen Waddle all the credit in the world. I think we're going to see big things from him. I think Tua Tagovailoa is going to be looking his way a lot more. You know, I know Tyreek gets a lot of those deep balls, but, you know, Jaylen Waddle's going to start getting a lot more targets too, just because it's his time. You know, he's proven himself. He is one of the better wide receivers in the league. Well, now it's about going beyond being one of the better receivers in the league. He can make his case to be one of the best receivers in the league, just like Tyreek Hill had to do early on in his career with the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill was able to make that jump. We're going to see whether or not Jaylen Waddle can make that same jump too. Like I said, I believe in this guy. I think he's going to be a really good player. I think, you know, he's still got a lot of good things that are going to happen for him in the near future because all the talent is there. That's all I got for this latest episode of the Cross the Middle Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. For just $1 per month, you guys can be members of the Cross the Middle Show. Support independent journalism for just $12 per year. All you have to do is go to the episode description box and click the link, and you guys can sign up. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night.